And I struggled with tuning for like most of my trumpet playing career. And the reason is because I would hear a pitch and just match it, lipping the note. I don't know how many other people in the world did that, but I sure did. I hear, wherever it was they played first, okay, and then I just lip it to that pitch. And that's really dangerous. That's not what you're supposed to do.
Yeah, it was telling
So play that note according to the air, blowing through the balancing the resistance of the instrument, all that stuff. Know where that is, and then make the adjustments with the tuning slide, and then always slapping these things. I don't know if you ever watch. Like I said, YouTube is amazing. You can see so many things. Watch Phil Smith play. He's always pulling slides out all the time. These guys are like, for what? I don't know, but he plays every single note in tune. But that's all they do. Pull the slides instead of lipping things, because when you lip it, if you're using so much, you're losing a lot of endurance. Right?
Yeah.
Losing a lot of endurance, a little bit up or down or whatever. So it's all right. And just really quick pointer. The way to tune an instrument to make sure you know where the pitch is what I like to do is, Ben knows this, is play the note and kind of lip it up a little bit and lip it back down a little bit and kind of bring it back on pitch. You'll find, like the most vibration, the richest sound, and hopefully there's some overtones going on there. You'll hear that richness of sound. That's where that's where the note is. That's where it is on the instrument. Then you look at the tuner and go, oh, it says a flat, or it says a sharp. If you want to hear, the most amazing sound with overtones, listen to Doc Stephenson. He was at NTC last year, and he's with lots of great, YouTube videos of him playing. I've never heard more overtones than Doc Stephenson. I mean, it's just like, this huge sound, and just, you can hear it sounds like 15 people playing at once. Okay. All right, let's see this. Fanfare for an Angel. Okay.
What's the tempo you guys remember?
The 16 notes are going to feel a little bit slower.
Yeah. That's good. Ready?
work through this. Okay, first of all, one trumpet is often out of tune just by itself. You had 4, there's a lot of pitch issues. So we really want to really learn to be in tune with that. Watch a lot of times there's octaves. Really want to work out those octaves, things like that. But aside from that, I think the most important thing in this is that I wanted to hear more of is just intensity. Intensity is a good word. More character and intensity, like with the attacks. Know know who's got the melody where. If the melody's got it, you got to really sing it more like you have. The melody a handful of times, and I wanted to hear more. It's beautiful, but I want to hear more. If you have background stuff, you got to be sensitive to that. Just come down a little bit more. So more singing quality on that, more balance with that kind of thing, intonation, just articulation. I mean, I think so much more can be done with crescendos and decrescendos and those accents at the beginning. Dig-a-dong, 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 and really blowing through that. I mean, like I went it 10 times that. It was. When I was listening to this, my thought was, oh, they sound very nice. It's very pretty. But it did sound like a fanfare. It did sound like a fanfare. I mean, a fanfare should be pretty, but a more powerful, right? Kind of like here we go. So you got the big job of being the principal, okay? And these guys are looking to you. You're the source of what they're going to do. You're playing principal on this, so they're going to. If you're articulating a certain way, their job is to match what you're doing. And your job is to make him sound good. Okay, that's your job, to make him sound good. So and anyone who has the melody, whoever's accompanying them, your job is to make that person sound good. Okay, so always keep that in mind. So yeah, we have a lot of differences in articulation and some pitch issues, things like that. But the biggest thing I really want here is really working on your articulation. So when you count out from the beginning, dig-a-dong, 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 I mean like 10 times that. It doesn't need to be too much louder, although a little bit louder would be. It was more. It sounded kind of. Here's the thing. It's like. It sounded kind of. Practice room mezzo forte. And that's a danger that we fall into because where do we practice? In practice rooms. Where you don't get the like the reverb of the hall. A big concert hall. Arturo Sandoval used to go and lives in Miami. I heard stories. He used to go and play in like one of the football stadiums there, and practice, so we could, hear his sound echoing off the back of the stadium on the opposite end, and talk about volume. Any of you guys ever get a chance to hear, Doc Stephenson live? Okay, yeah, I have several times. I played with him once years ago. He came and played with my college jazz band. We did all stuff from the Tonight Show band, And I played Snooky's solo, Punching Meat solo, and one of the give me whatever. That's good. But and I've heard him a number of times at like competitions, things like that. He's very generous with his time, and he comes and plays. He's very generous with it. He's just a great guy, really funny guy. And it's like when he plays, there's so much power in his sound. And there's just no question about what you're supposed to do when you're playing next to you. It's like, okay, I really got to crank up. So again, it's not so much about blasting, but it's about the articulation. Really clean articulations, more leadership from you in terms of that, and everyone working together more, really with dynamics, things like that. Really come down and really come up. Okay. This is basically in kind of 2 little sections. Right, we got the first big fanfare thing, and it goes into this really fluid, listesso, other situation there. So let's start at the beginning and just work through that with those real nice articulations. So try it again. Let me get you the first and second trumpets. Let's get you guys locked in. Okay, what do you think? So go ahead. Okay, good. I'll conduct a little bit, so you guys are ready. Ready? Now I need that first one. You're better at the third note than the first one. I got da-da-da. I mean, you're right to lead to that note. That's correct. But I still need that first one's got to speak more. Da-da-da, da-da-da, da-da-da. Okay. And that quarter note. Make sure you hold the quarters. Give full value on everything all the time. Okay. Full value. Da-da-da, da-da-da, da-da-da. Bum, 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 bum. Okay. Ready to two. Ready. get the longer notes, dig-a-dong, 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 you don't have to sustain it loud, but it's got to have that, just the presence and some warmth to it. Maybe a little vibrato, dig-a-dong, 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 right? That kind of thing. And that, because that's what gives it forward movement, right? You got to be careful. It's not march staccato there, people, in that measure. I heard pop, 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 pop. Okay, it was kind of pretty, but again, going back to the pretty, I went pop, 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 pop. Really filled the horns to keep it more. I wouldn't say legato, but it's more legato, air, staccato tone kind of thing. So it has that. It just says so every note really speaks. Okay, one more time for the 2, 3, 4. Can you do it without taking a breath after that quarter?
Yeah.
You know, that's another thing. If we're always playing these really short phrases, not only is it not very good for you guys because it makes, you know, the playing's going to be more inefficient. Also for the audience, it gets kind of tired. You know, they're like short little phrase, you know, 3 beats here, 3 beats here, 4 beats here. It's like, okay, when is this going to end? You know, but if you think of like a bigger, you know, kind of time frame kind of thing, and connect more, then it's like, oh, and also it helps the audience think of, you know, connect all these things that you're doing there. Instead of just sound like this little, you know, like, you know, drop of this, drop of that, drop of this, drop of that. They see, oh, I see the big picture there. So try to make dig-a-dum, 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 bum, 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 that kind of thing. And so longer notes. Ready? Okay, good, very good. I thought it was a lot better. I really thought it was much better. It had more energy and longer notes. And then, so the third, you're the third?
Yes.
Okay. So then at that point, you kind of take over with the first. And you got to match him right there. So let's try that. So the 2 of you and whatever it is, the 5th measure, pick up to the 5th note. Ready? Now, what's the pitch on that 4th line D? Not on my horn. Not on anyone's horn that I know or ever known. It's flat. Yeah. You got to know where these notes are on your instrument. Yeah. 4th line D. I often actually use, even on my C trumpet, I often use 1 and 3 and slap the trigger. It's too much work to lift it up all the time. 4th line D is miserably flat. Okay. Yeah. It's really low. So if he's flat and you're not slapping that way out there, it's gonna. That's what. So do you really slap that out, and you got to try to bring it up a little bit.
Okay.
You know, try to bring it up. Good. Let's do that again. This is the 2 of you. 3, 10. He's going. Take it up. You're going. How's your double tongue? That's better. What is tonguing all about? Tongue or air? It's about air. Yeah. So I often have my students play. Do air trumpet thing. You go, and it's a really good concept because it's effortless. You can't miss a note, you know. And then just put your horn up and try to match that. It's pretty cool. So you need to experiment with that. Just set the 2 of you. Ready? So being aware of that kind of thing, excellent. Good. Now let's go back to the beginning, 3rd and 4th trumpets, and just hear how you guys are supporting what they have. Okay, so you got to be in a supporting way. It's got to kind of have that energy. That kind of thing. So long full notes, a lot of energy, and that kind of thing. Really support that way. Here you go. The 3rd and 4th trumpets. Begin. Ready and 1. That's it. Don't you love it when that happens?
Yeah. There's backfires a bit.
That's all right. Yeah, oh, beautiful.
All right.
Okay, that's all right. Happens to all of us. Ready, and one. I want more full. Bum, 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 da, da, da. Again, it was pretty.
Okay.
Just longer notes.
Okay.
Longer notes and a little bit more, like the beginning of the attack itself, just have more pain to it. Tom, ta, ta, ta. You know, more kind of a strong, just a clean attack. You know. Bum, bum. Instead of mushy, you don't want like mushy. Is it, you know, fa, is it like ta, ta, or tu, tu, as opposed to fa, tha, or thu, thu. Right? Ta, 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 and long. Right? Let's give it a nice clean attack again. Ready, and one. Good, good, good. Now, you're going from low notes to higher notes. What do you think you should do?
Crescendo?
Crescendo.
Ba-dim, ba-dum, ba-ba-ba-ba-ba-ba-ba. Okay. So it's like they're going, that's what's cool about it. They're coming down from higher notes. You're kind of going up from lower notes. And you know, you have this kind of contrary motion thing going on. And that's another thing that will kind of add some excitement to this. Dee-dee-da-da, or dee-dee-da-dum, dee-da-da-da-da, right? Let the two of you. Ready, and one. Da-dum, da-dum. Let's hear just the third. Ready, and one. Good. Okay. So just getting the air through it. You know, really and really sing that out. Really sing it out. Good. That sounds a lot better already. Okay. So think about that crescendo following the line. You guys, and we put that together. So let's try that together. Just even the first. Whatever, 5, 6, 7 measures or so, and then we'll skip ahead to the other kind of a bit more fluid. Go ahead. Wasn't as pretty. It had the beauty to it, the pretty sounds, but it just had more energy and kind of more, more chutzpah. Right here. Good. Let's move ahead to the next section. Lo stesso ma molto dolce. What does that mean?
Oh, same tempo but more sweet. Very sweet.
Yeah. Okay. Good. Glad you guys know the term. That's always important. It's like we trumpet players. We don't think about terms, right? We're hanging out in the back, we're throwing M&Ms at the oboe player, concertone back there. We're not listening, we don't pay attention. But you do need to know your words, okay? I have in my studio at home, I got a dictionary. Any student that doesn't know the words, look it up. Make sure you have dictionaries. Thank you for knowing that. Okay, good. So here now this is where we come to this. It's kind of got some of the elements from the first part, but then we have this beautiful flowing melody, going on in the first starts in the second trumpet. A little bit of kind of scatters around with you guys, and then the first one. So let's try that there. Lo stesso, molto dolce. Yeah, right there in the section. Go ahead. Who starts it? Second trumpet. Very pretty, with beautiful sound. I wanted just a little bit more following the line. Yeah, especially the crescendo. Bring it out a little bit more. You guys know it's kind of tricky. You gotta little things like that. It's gotta be really, you gotta hang out, have a lot of meals together, know each other well, to get that together. Be careful in that second measure there, that the last eighth note is on beat 4. You see a little bit early. Okay. Yeah, let's have the two of you from the measure 21. Ready, and 1. That's right, yeah. 1. Take it down. You have to be thinking 1, 2, 3. that subdivision. Ready, and da da da. Da 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 da. Da da da. There you go. Yeah, that's better. So just. You want to know a really great way of learning to play, like the great time feel? I was watching Michael Jackson last night. This is it. Check out Michael Jackson. I mean, you know, the guy's just is a metronome. He's a metronome. I mean, everybody sings his body, movement, body. You know, it's like, and if you play, I was talking to my wife. You know, my son's a trumpet player, but and it's like, you know, he's Petrushka. So I was like, you know, struggling with the excerpt a little bit. And man, if you play along with you know, Thriller. You know, you can't rush it. If you play along with recordings like that. I lived in Miami for a long time ago, for a few years, and used to play in Latin bands down there. When you have all these percussions going, you know, doing all this percussion stuff, and I would sit there and practice my excerpts or etude or whatever, and you can't, it's impossible to rush when you're playing with a group like that. So that's kind of a funny, maybe kind of a crazy thing, but played trumpet for a long time, you get a little crazy. But try it, it works. You know, try it on anything. Play with a recording or something with a groove like that. You know, the subdivision, you can't rush it. You know, you become a different kind of thing. So, but anyway, that's what you guys want to be thinking. Anytime you have that subdivision, you gotta have that kind of. Okay, good. So we got this beautiful singing melody. You guys are locked in. One brain over here. Actually, all four of you, one brain, right? And then you kind of take off with the melody after that. So let's try that. Give it more shape. You know what? Let's have just the part 2. Why don't you trumpet 2 and then trumpet 1? You come in. You guys rest a second. Let's hear it. You and you. So you're going to hand off the melodies to him, and you're going to continue. Okay. Go ahead. I know a little from this with easy here, but I want that, and when you're holding that C, that's where the intensity is going to come in. I want it just more, you got to, you know, I think part of playing music is, you know, there's drama in there and there's intensity. So when you're holding out, it's got a crescendo, it's got to have that intensity, you know. And that's what I wanted more from you. I was like, wow, that beautiful sound, you know. But I was missing that note. Yeah. So dig into it a little bit. Don't be afraid. Yeah, don't worry about it. We're flubs. No, just don't make the same mistake. Go ahead. Okay. From 20. That was nice. Again, more crescendo. So kind of continuing the line. Let's put that together. Let's see what we got there. Watch the eighth tones. Bum, 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 beam. Dig it up. Careful not to rush those. From right there. 21. 2, 3. Thank you, Mr. Meinenbauer. Thanks, that sounds really nice. Yeah, good job. Fantastic. Okay. All set? I'm good, man. I got plenty of stuff. Thank you.